I have to tell, the best way I can tell about Pearl's importance, and which I think is something today that's important, I'd like to, I can talk about making the Big East Conference and making Syracuse basketball. And there's a couple guys in the back, Chris Mullen and Ed Pinkney, who did that too. But the best story about Pearl and Syracuse, I've been coaching a few years, and we had some success, but we tried to recruit in California. And I went to California, went to a high school, a very good basketball high school, and the guy looked at me, the athletic director and coach looked at me and said, Syracuse, where's that? And I said, well, I explained to him, where we were and what we did. The next year, Pearl came to Syracuse. And that spring, I went to Los Angeles again. I got to the baggage claim to pick up my bag, and the baggage handler looked at me. I was kind of a little excited. He said, I know you. And he said, you're Pearl's coach. Pearl Washington came to Syracuse and made our basketball programs. He made the conference, he made our program, he made me. And I can tell you a lot of stories about him. He never, you coach a long time. A lot of my guys are here. I appreciate seeing them. Great players. We've had a lot of great players. When you coach like I do, you have to have great players. Or you wouldn't be coaching 40 years. But everyone had an answer. Whether it was Derek Coleman or Billy Owens, there was always, coach, what about? Pearl never had an answer. He never asked for anything, he never said anything, except for one time, and I've never told this story. We were playing Georgetown, we don't like them too much. And it was tied, 10 seconds to go. Pearl had a big game, but they were double teaming him, they were after him the whole game. They had great team. Patrick, one of the greatest defensive teams ever. So I was going to be a smart coach. I said, Pearl, they're expecting you, but we're going to go over here. We're going to run this play. And so Pearl looks at me. Didn't say anything. Derek Coleman would have said something. He just looked at me, and I knew this play, everybody was breaking the huddle. You don't really like to admit this as a coach, but I'm going to admit it here today. I knew Pearl. And I called everybody back. Listen, it's like what Coach Brown said, give Pearl the ball and get out of the way. And he was smiling. And he took the ball and scored, and we won the game. I said we've had many great players, and I will never I can't go a bit further without mentioning that the greatest player that ever played at Syracuse is here today. His name's Dave Baker. Again, Derek will be a little bit mad, but he was my roommate. That's why we can say that. He averaged a triple-double in college. The thing about Pearl, and everybody knows this, he was the most humble player, most humble person that I've ever known. And that's why we remember him the way we do. Because there are a lot of great players. But there's only one, Pearl Washington.